For this project, any category 4 yarn will work, but I used a skein and a half of Red Heart Super Saver Jumbo in Cafe Latte. As for tools, a 6mm hook, stitch markers, scissors, and a tape measure. We're using 6 stitches for this project and they will be as follows.
Chain, slip stitch, single crochet, half double crochet, double crochet, and treble crochet.
This tutorial is for a size small, but you can adjust it for your size and we explain how to in the video, so let's get started. Getting the sweater started, we're first going to grab our category 4 yarn, make a slip knot. We're going to grab our 6mm hook and start off by making a chain that's going to be the width of our sweater and also making sure that it is divisible by 3. Now that we have our chain, mine is 17 inches or 43 centimeters by the way, we are going to block off that last chain, do a chain up of 3 that counts as a double crochet. We're going to prepare for a double crochet and then insert our hook into that loop that we blocked off, or the 4th loop from our hook. And we're going to go all the way down our chain, putting 1 double crochet into every loop that we have. So let's do the next double crochet together just a little bit more slowly. We're going to prepare for a double crochet, insert our hook into the next available loop. We're going to yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and that is our double crochet. We're going to keep doing this all the way down. Okay, so now that we have our double crochet row all finished up, we're going to need to section this off so that we know where to do our horizontal sections and then also our cable sections. So I'm just going to give you my numbers as a quick example. I had a chain of 54, and then we're going to need to subtract 18 because each of our cable sections has 9 in each. Once we have that, my total will be 36. Once we have 36, that's going to be the amount of loops that we have along the outsides where our horizontal sections are going to be. So we're going to take 36 and divide that by 3 since we have 3 of those sections, and my total is 12. And so what you guys are going to do, whatever number you guys have right here, you guys are going to count out that many loops, insert your stitch marker, count out 9 because that's our cable section, take that same number, put it in the middle, count out another 9 for our cable section, and then that number should be the rest of our chain that we have. And then once we have that, we can go in with our row of slip stitches and single crochets. Now that everything is all sectioned off for us, the next thing we're going to do is go in with the row of back loop slip stitches and single crochets. So we're first going to start off with doing a chain up of 1, flip our work, and this outside section that we have is going to be back loop slip stitches so that we can get some really pretty horizontal ribbing. So all that is inserting into this first back loop, yarn over, pull through everything on the hook. Let's do this together one more time. Into the next back loop, yarn over, pull through everything. And we're going to keep doing this until we get to our first stitch marker. I've reached my first stitch marker that I have right here, and for this next section from stitch marker to stitch marker, we're going to be going in with regular single crochet. So into the next available loop that we have, we're going to insert, pull through with a single crochet, and do this until you reach our next stitch marker. Now that we're at our next stitch marker, we're now at the middle section. This is going to be back loop slip stitches again. So let's do that together. Into the next available back loop, insert, yarn over, pull through everything. Keep doing this until we get to the next stitch marker. Now we are almost at the end. We are at our second to last stitch marker. So from here, we're going to go in with regular single crochet until we get to the next one. And this last section that we have just reached is going to be, you guys guessed it, back loop slip stitches. What is this? Okay. Now that we've made our way all the way to the end, we're going to do a chain up of 3, flip our work, and then we're going to be going in with our double crochet row. And I use double crochet in quotes because it's going to start off with double crochets, and then for our cable we're going to get into some treble crochets, but I'm just going to show you guys what it looks like so far. This is what we have so far. It's going to be kind of hard to see, but you guys may be able to tell. We have our back loop slip stitches, single crochets, back loop slip stitches, single crochets, and back loop slip stitches. The back loop slip stitches are going to be there for our horizontal ribbing that we're going to have, and then the single crochets is just going to be the little chunk that we have behind our cable stitch. So once we have that, like I said a second ago, we're going to chain up 3, and then we're going to go in with back loop double crochets. So for this next row, we're going to prepare for a double crochet, go into this next available back loop that we have with a back loop double crochet. So we're going to insert, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and that's going to be the pattern all the way up until we get to our first stitch marker. Let's just do one more together really quickly. Prepare for a double, insert into this next back loop that we have, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, pull through 2, and keep doing this all the way down. We have made our way over to our first stitch marker, and what we're going to do is do a front post treble crochet from here. So we're going to yarn over twice, go behind this next double crochet post. So we're going to go behind this long portion of the double crochet and then bring our hook through the other side. Don't mind this needs to be woven in. But once we have that, we're going to yarn over, pull through, and then this next part is going to be just like a regular treble crochet. So we're going to yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and then yarn over, pull through 2. And that is our first front post treble crochet. The cables are going to be a bunch of front post treble crochets, so let's do the next one together. We're going to yarn over twice, we're going to skip this next double crochet that we have, and then we're going to go into this next one. We are going to come back to this. That's how we're going to get our really pretty cable stitch so that it looks like it twists. So we're going to leave this next guy alone, insert your hook behind this next double crochet post that we have, yarn over, pull through, and this is going to be a treble crochet just like normal. Yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. And this is what we should have for this section. We got a couple more to go. We're going to prepare for another treble, go into the loop right after the one that we just went into, insert it behind this post, bring that on through the next side, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, pull through 2, pull through 2. And this is what we should have. We should have 3 front post treble crochets with a gap in between the first and the second. Now we're going to be going in through this double crochet that we just skipped. So we're going to prepare for a treble. This is going to feel a little funky, but is what's necessary. We're going to bring our hook behind to this double crochet that we skipped a second ago. Yarn over, pull through, and treble just like normal. So yarn over, pull through 2, pull through 2, pull through 2. And like I said, this is how we get our first twist. Well, once we have this, we're going to have another regular straight up and down front post treble. So this is going to be easy peasy. Yarn over twice into this next available loop that we have right here. Insert, pull through 2, pull through 2, and pull through 2. And this is our first cable section, but we actually divided 9 into this portion because we're going to have 2 of these right next to each other. So we're going to have this divider, our cable, divider, another cable, and then a divider. So we're going to prepare for a treble. We're going to skip this first double crochet. This is going to be our twist double crochet, and then go into the second one that we have that is available. So slide that on behind, yarn over, pull through 2, pull through 2, pull through 2. We should have this gap in the middle. We'll be coming to that in a second. Prepare for a treble, go into this one that's right next to the one that we just went into. pull through 2, pull through 2, 2, 2. And you guys have already guessed it, prepare for treble, and we're going to bring our hook back to this one that we skipped 2 seconds ago. So bring it on back, insert, pull through 2, pull through 2, pull through 2, and this is our second cable stitch. Once we have that, we're going to close this off with another divider, which is just a straight up and down front post treble. So yarn over twice into this next available double crochet, go behind that post, yarn over, pull through 2, 2, and 2, and this is our first little cable section that we have together. It doesn't look like much, but you guys will definitely start to see it after the next row. But let's continue on with doing this ribbing that we have along here, and then we're going to do the next treble again a couple more times actually. But once we get here, we're going to prepare for a double, and we're going to go into this next double crochet loop with a back loop double crochet, just like how we started over here, but this can be just a little bit tricky. So if you guys want to double check and make sure that you guys are going into the right loop, you guys can fold over all of these front post trebles that we have, and then you guys can see this single crochet row that we did in the previous row. So if you guys want to make sure that you're not skipping anything or over skipping, we can count out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then these 9 single crochet loops that we have in the back will basically be the same as these 9 that we just went into with our front post treble crochets. So we're going to skip all of those in the back, prepare for a double, and we're going to insert our hook into the next available loop. So I guess if we're counting the back, the 10th, and then we're going to do a double crochet into the back loop. So from here where you started, go all the way down until we reach the next stitch marker with back loop double crochets. We've made it over to our next stitch marker, and we're going to do another cable section. So we're going to do this one together as well. So into this next double crochet post that we have, we're going to prepare for a treble, because this is going to be our straight up and down divider. Insert our hook behind that double crochet. We're going to yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, pull through 2, pull through 2. This is our first front post treble. Let's do the rest together. Let's prepare for a treble. So all that is a yarn over 2 times. We're going to skip this next loop and go into the double crochet that we have right after that. Insert your hook behind there, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, pull through 2, and pull through 2. And this is what we should have. We are going to have this little gap, but we will come back to that because this is going to help us twist. We're going to prepare for another treble, go into the double crochet post right after the one that we were just in, insert, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, pull through 2, pull through 2. And now we have these 2 slanted guys. Now we're going to start the twist. So we're going to prepare for a treble, bring our hook back to this first one that we skipped, and treble like normal. Pull through 2, pull through 2, pull through 2. And this is what we should have. Now we're going to have another divider right after this one. So prepare for a treble. Insert your hook into this next double crochet post. Yarn over, pull through 2, pull through 2, pull through 2. And then we're going to do another cable, and we will do this one together as well. So we're going to prepare for a treble, skip this next double crochet post, and insert your hook behind into this next one. Yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, pull through 2, pull through 2. We're going to do another treble, front post double, another front post treble into this next double crochet post. So insert, pull through 2, pull through 2, and 2. And now we're going to do our twist. So we're going to go back to our first double crochet post that we skipped, yarn over twice, insert your hook, pull through, pull through 2, 2, and 2. And we just have one more front post double, why do I keep saying that? Front post treble crochet divider to go into right here. So we're going to yarn over twice, insert your hook into this next double crochet post, pull through 2, 2, and 2. And we have our first 2 cable sections all finished up. And from here, we're going to go in with back loop double crochets going all the way down. So prepare for a double into this next available back loop, insert, pull through, 2, 2. Easy peasy. Keep doing this all the way down. We just made our way all the way down with our back loop double crochets, and this is our ribbing that we have. And now we're going to go back in with back loop slip stitches to singles, back loop slips, singles, back loop slips. And that's basically going to be the pattern until we get to our underarm portion. I'm just going to start this up with you guys really quickly. We're going to chain up 1, flip our work, and then into this first back loop, insert, pull through everything, and continue doing this all the way back and forth. And I'll meet you guys back in a little bit so that we can start on the rest. Okay, so we're back really quickly. We haven't made much progress. We basically just went back down with our back loop slips to singles, back loop slips, singles, back loop slips. But I just wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about what we're doing. I'm just going to talk you guys through it. We're going to, once we get to this side, do a chain up of 3, do back loop double crochets. Once we get to our cable stitches, we're going to do the same cable stitches on top of this one. So I will meet you guys back so that we can do this together just one more time. And then we're going to go back in with back loop doubles, cable stitch on top of our cable stitches, and then back loop doubles. So I'm going to do my first set of back loop doubles, and then we will do this next set of cable stitches together, and then I'll let you guys move on. We just made our way down with our back loop double crochets, and we're about to do our cable stitch, but we will do that together really quickly. So into this first front post treble that we have that goes straight up and down, we're going to be doing another front post treble. So we're going to yarn over twice, and then into this guy, super easy. We're just going to go behind this treble, yarn over, pull through 2, pull through 2, pull through 2. It's going to be exactly the same thing, just on top of each other. Let's do the next one. Prepare for a treble. We're going to skip this first, front post treble that we have, and then go into this second one. And it could be a little tricky because we have this twist right here, but go ahead and just separate them with your fingers if you need to. Insert your hook behind that one, yarn over, pull through 2, pull through 2, pull through 2. Once we have that guy, prepare for a treble, go into this third one that we have, even though it's a twist. Insert, pull through 2, 2, and 2. And now we're going to do another twist, so we're going to go into this first front post treble that we had skipped. So we're going to yarn over twice, bring it back over to this one that we skipped, pull through 2, 2, and 2. Then once we have that, we're going to have another divider. We're going to just do the rest of this cable section together. So yarn over twice into this next divider or straight up and down treble. We're going to do another front post treble behind that. Super easy. And this is our first official cable section all finished up. As you guys can see, we're starting to work up with our twists and it's looking perfect. So let's do this next one together, and then I promise I will leave you guys alone. So we're going to yarn over twice, skip this first front post treble that we have, and go into this second front post treble with another front post treble. So yarn over, pull through 2, pull through 2, pull through 2, and then into this third one, do another front post treble, even though it is the twist. That is the pattern. Just like that. Yarn over twice into this one that we skipped, the first one. We're going to bring it back. Yarn over, pull through 2, pull through 2, and pull through 2, and that is our twist. And the last one that we have in this section is a divider, so a regular straight up and down front post treble. Yarn over twice into this last guy, insert, pull through 2, pull through 2, pull through 2. And that is it. This is our cable section, cable knit, cable crochet section. Once you guys have this, prepare for a double, back loop doubles until we get to our next cable section. Once we make it to the end, chain up 1, go in with back loop slip stitches, single crochets, back loop slip stitches, single crochets, back loop slip stitches, chain up 3, and then working our way back, we're going to do back loop double crochets, cable, and so on and so forth, back and forth. And then I'll meet you guys back once we have the majority of this section all finished up, right up until we meet our underarm. We now have this solid chunk all finished up, and the measurements for this is about 9 inches or 23 centimeters, and the bottom of this reaches just a little bit past my belly button, and then the top of this is right where my underarm is. And then we also made sure to end on our back loop slip, single, back loop slip, single, back loop slip row, so that we can start doing some decreases into our double crochet rows. And from there, we're just going to be doing decreases once on one end, once on the other, until this tapers up, until we reach about 1.5 inches below the base of our neck. And then we're going to do a little scoop neck so that we can have a scoop neck. So I'll meet you guys back right now so that I can show you guys how to do a back loop double crochet decrease. Starting up our double crochet row, we're going to do a chain up of 3 that counts as a double crochet. Flip our work, and then into the first 2 loops that we have, we're going to be doing a back loop double crochet decrease. We're going to prepare for a double crochet, insert our hook into that first back loop, yarn over, pull through, and then we're going to go into that next back loop, yarn over, pull through. We should have 4 loops on the hook. From there, we're going to yarn over, pull through 3, yarn over, pull through 2. And then once we have this, we're going to continue doing the same pattern that we have all the way down, leaving the last 3 loops so that we can do another decrease into the third and second to last loop, and then put 1 back loop double crochet into that last loop. So I'll meet you guys back once we have just those guys left. We've just made our way all the way down with our double crochet row, leaving the last 3 loops, and we are going to decrease into the third and second to last, and then put a regular into the last one. So we're going to prepare for a double, insert into that third to last, yarn over, pull through, into the second to last, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 3, pull through 2, and that's our decrease on this end. That matches the decrease on this end right here. And then into this last loop, we're going to be putting 1 regular double crochet. And then from here, everything else is going to be the same. We're going to chain up 1, flip our work, then go in with back loop slips, single, back loop slip, single, back loop slips. Once we get to the end, we're going to chain up 3 and do another decrease on one end. Work your way down, do another decrease on the other end. And like I said, we are going to keep doing this until this length that we have reaches 1.5 inches right beneath the base of your neck. So I'll meet you guys back when we have all of that done. We've just finished up our few rows of double crochets where we decreased into every double crochet that we had, and we're now ready to start working on the next scoop. As you guys can see, I have already counted out and saw how many double crochets I had in the middle, and I separated it by the 2 middle loops that I have. If you guys have 1, that's totally fine, just work into that one, not a big deal. But just so that you guys know, from the bottom all the way up to the top that I have a total of 14 inches or 36 centimeters so far. And now we're going to separate the next portion that we're going to do. We're going to do kind of like a little shoulder chunk. And all we're going to do, I didn't cut and tie it, we're just going to keep decreasing along this side, and we're going to work our way down this way. And we're going to decrease over here as well. And it's going to taper up until we can't anymore because of the detail. And then from there, we're just going to shoot straight up until it reaches the tip of our shoulder. From there, we're going to cut and tie and then do the same thing on this side. But let's start off this side. I did end on a back loop slip single row. So what I'm going to do from here is chain up 3, continue decreasing on the side, do the pattern all the way down until I have just 3 loops right before we meet our first stitch marker, and then we'll do a decrease on this side. Then I'll meet you guys back. We've just made our way all the way down to our last 3 loops that we have right before we meet our stitch marker. And what we're going to do is do a decrease into the third and second to last, just like how we've been doing. So we're going to prepare for a double, insert into that third, yarn over, pull through, and then into the second to last, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 3, yarn over, pull through 2. And then into this last one, we're just going to be putting 1 back loop double crochet like how we've been doing. I'm going to take this guy out because we don't need that anymore. And then the only difference is that on this side, we're going to do a chain up of 1, flip our work, and then we do need this to, I guess, scoop in a little bit quicker than this side. So we're going to be doing a decrease into the back loop slip stitch section once we chain up 1 as well. So along the inside that we have right here, we're going to insert our hook into this first back loop, yarn over, pull through, and then into this next back loop. Then from here we should have 3 loops on the hook. We're going to yarn over, pull through all 3 loops, and this is how we're going to decrease into this back loop slip stitch to single crochet row as well. But remember, we're not going to be doing this along the outside. So we're going to keep doing this all the way down. Once we make it to the end, we are going to chain up 3 and then continue doing what we've been doing, but we don't want to keep going. But we don't want to decrease until we just have the detail left. We want to keep going until we have just 1 double crochet loop on the outside, so that once when we connect everything, we won't have to pull from the detail. We can connect everything by connecting the 2 double crochets on either side of it together. So let's go down this way, and then I'll show you guys what I'm talking about when we get there. So we are back, and like I said, I was just going to show you guys what the outside of this is going to end up looking like, because we don't want to completely end on this first front post treble crochet that we have. So the last double crochet row that we did, we have a double crochet decrease and then our chain up of 3. That is perfect. So all we're going to do once we get here, and then it's going to be the same on both sides, but once when we get here, we're just going to prepare for a double and then go into this first back loop just with a regular double, so that we don't have to keep decreasing like that. And then from here, do your front post treble and then go into your cable section, and then same thing on this side once when we get here, if you guys need to do it on this side as well. But we're basically just going to keep this the same. I'm just going to shoot it up until it hits the tip of our shoulder, and then once we have that, we're going to cut and tie on this side and then do the same thing that we have here over on this side. But I'll meet you guys back so that we can start it off together, because we're going to have to start it off on the inside instead of on the outside, but only because we would have came back from this direction and we need all of our cables to be on the same side. So I'll meet you guys back once we're done with this shoulder chunk to work on our next shoulder chunk. We just finished up doing one of our shoulder chunks, and just to let you guys know, from where we first started to where I stopped, which is the tip of our shoulder, I have 4.5 inches or 11 centimeters, and we are going to do the same exact thing here on this side. But like I said earlier, we're going to be starting off along the inside so that our pattern can stay on the same side. So I'm just going to show you guys really quick. We're going to take out our stitch marker, and then right where our stitch marker was, we're going to insert our hook into that back loop, because we're starting off with back loop doubles. I'm going to make a slip knot, insert that onto our hook, pull through. We're going to do a chain up of 3. That counts as a double. Once we have that, we're going to prepare for a double into this next back loop, insert your hook, and where this is going to be a decrease. So yarn over, pull through, insert into the next back loop, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 3, yarn over, pull through 2. And that's basically it. Everything is going to be exactly the same. We're going to decrease into every row that we have on this side, so including the back loop slip stitches row that we are going to start up. And then along the outside, which is the same as this side, we're going to be decreasing into every double crochet row only. And that's so that we get a certain scoop along the inside. And then go ahead and keep working our way up, making sure that it is exactly the same as this side. Once you guys have the same length, go ahead and cut and tie, and then I'll meet you guys back so we can get started on the rest. We're now all finished up with our shoulder chunks on both sides, and the next thing we're going to do is put this up to ourselves, and then we're going to see how long we want the bottom of the sweater to be. So I have put this up to myself and decided that from this bottom row that I have, I want another additional 8 inches or 21 centimeters on top of that. So I'm going to insert my hook in through this corner loop, and we're going to go ahead and start off by making a chain of that measurement. Now that we have our chain, what we're going to do is block off that last chain, do a chain up of 3, that counts as a double crochet. We're going to prepare for a double crochet, and then into that loop that we blocked off with our finger, or the 4th loop from our hook, we're going to go in with a double crochet. Let's do the next one together. Prepare for a double, insert into that next loop, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. And we're going to keep doing a double crochet into every loop that we have going back down our chain, and then once we get to the base, we are going to slip stitch into the base, but we'll meet each other back so that we can do that together. We've put a double crochet once into every loop that we have going back down our chain, and we are going to connect it with a slip stitch into the base. So what we're going to do is, into the next available loop that we have, we're going to count that. We're going to count 1 and count 2. Into that second loop, we're going to insert, yarn over, pull through everything on a hook with a slip stitch. And that is how we attach our double crochet row. Once we have that, we're going to slip stitch up the next 2 loops. So here is 1, and then here is 2. And that's how we work our way up to the next row. Once we have that, we're going to flip our work, prepare for a double crochet, and then we're going to be doing more double crochets, just putting 1 into every loop, but making sure that we go into the back loops so that we get some ribbing. So into this first available loop that we have, we're going to insert our hook into that back loop, yarn over, pull through 2, pull through 2, regular double crochet. Let's do the next one together just one more time. Prepare for a double, insert your hook into that next back loop, yarn over, pull through 2, pull through 2, and that is basically it. We're going to keep going all the way down with the back loop double crochets all the way down to the end, chain up 3, work your way back doing more back loop double crochets, and then once we connect to the base, we're going to be counting up the next 2 loops, so the 1, 2, slip stitch into that second loop, and then that row is closed off. And then to work our way up to the next row, we're going to slip stitch up the next 2 loops, so there's 1, 2, and then do more back loop double crochets going back down, and you do that all the way down the entirety of the bottom portion of what we have. This is what it looks like when we have the bottom vertical ribbing all finished up, going all the way down from one side to the next, and from the bottom of this portion all the way up to this top shoulder chunk that we have, I have a total of 29 inches or 74 centimeters. And now I can start working on the back portion, and the back portion is actually going to be exactly the same minus the cable stitches that we have. So instead of having to divide everything that we have, we're just going to go back and forth with double crochet this way, and then back loop slip stitches this way, double crochet, back loop slip, and then also we're going to do everything the same. We're going to have the same amount of rows, and then we're going to start decreasing for the arm portion at the same spot, and we're going to work our way all the way up, not having this crew neck portion. We're just going to have a solid piece that goes all the way up, and then from there we will be having the same amount of vertical rows on this side as well, so everything is the same length. We just need to modify this part a little bit. So I'll actually meet you guys back once we have this entire portion all the way up to where we have our split collar, just to remind you guys that we are not going to be splitting this part in the back, and then we'll move on from there. So I have the majority of our back chunk already done, and I have done the part that I told you I was going to do. Now I've met you guys back just to remind you guys that for the back, we're not going to be doing this little cutout that we have for the front portion. We're just going to be going straight up with the same pattern that we've been doing. So we've been decreasing into every double crochet row going all the way up, so we're going to continue to do that until we have the same length that we have here. We're going to cut and tie, and then once we have this done, we're going to do the same thing that we have along the bottom, which is making a chain that is the same length that we have in the front, and then going in with back loop double crochets until we make it all the way down. Once we get here, we're going to cut and tie, and then we can connect our front and our back pieces together. And I will meet you guys back once we have all of that done. This is our back piece entirely all finished up, and if this looks kind of funny, it is because it is flipped inside out, because we are now ready to start to seam the 2 pieces that we have together. So the first thing you guys are going to want to do is make sure that the pretty sides are facing each other, so that once we do our seam is going to be on the inside when we flip it inside out. And then we're first going to start off with doing the side portion. And all that is we're going to need to figure out the loops that we're going to go into. The first one that I have right here is right where we started doing our decreases for our armhole. And then I'm going to go straight down with single crochets, making sure that we go in through both the front and the back panel. And then I did put in a stitch marker down here so that I left myself a little 3.5 inch slit or 9 centimeters, but you guys can go all the way down or keep it high, whatever you guys want to do. And now we're going to go in with our seam. The first thing we need to do right before we start our seam is take a look at where our side slip stitch row is, right above where we want to start our seam. All we're going to do is insert our hook in through that side slip stitch row in through the front panel, and also in through the back panel, just to make sure that once we go in with our side seam, it doesn't slide like if it would if we just went into the side double crochets that we have. Once we have that, we're going to insert our hook, yarn over, pull through everything, chain up 1 to secure, and then once we have that, we're going to be putting 2 single crochet into this first side double, making sure we go in through the front panel and the back panel. So there is 1, and then there's 2, and then this is going to be a little tricky since we put a single crochet into this first side slip stitch seam. What we're going to do is skip this next one and then hop straight over to this next side double crochet with 2 single, and then once we have those 2 next to each other, we're going to be inserting our hook in through this next side slip stitch row that we have, making sure we go in through the front and the back with a single crochet. So we're basically going to be skipping every other side slip stitch row with a single crochet, and we're only doing that because if we put one in every row, it will be a little too bulky and it'll start to shrivel up a little bit on the sides, and if we don't, then it'll start to shrink up a little bit. So we're just going to do that all the way down until we reach our stitch marker, or until you guys make your way all the way over to the bottom, but it's going to remain the same all the way down here. And then once we get to our double crochets, there's going to be regular loops for us to go into, so we're just going to be going into each loop once, making sure we go in through the front loop and the back loop and single crochet them together. And once we make it down to the end, we're going to cut and tie. We've just finished up seaming up the side, and now we're going to seam up the shoulder together, and it's going to be exactly the same. We're just going to start it off. What I've done is insert my hook in through the 2 corner pieces that we have, one through the front loop, and let's actually make this correct, once in through the back loop. And once when we have this, we're going to insert our yarn onto our hook. We're going to pull through everything on our hook, and this is exactly the same. We're just going to do the first one together into the first available loop that we have in the front panel. Insert your hook, and then into the next available loop that we have in the back panel, insert and single crochet. And we're going to keep doing this all the way down until we don't have any more of the front section to go into anymore, and then we're going to cut and tie and do the same thing that we have here on this side on the other side. We finished up doing the shoulders and the sides. We have flipped our work inside out, so we have the pretty side facing us, and now we're going to go in with a row of single crochet along the inside just to clean up this neck portion that we have, and that's going to be fairly simple. All I'm going to do is insert my hook into anywhere, it doesn't matter, but I do like going in on the sides, right where the back piece meets the front piece. I'm going to insert my hook onto my work, pull through, and we're just going to be going in with a row of single crochet, but same rules apply than how we did our sides. When it comes to our side double crochet, we're going to be putting 2 single crochets. We're going to find our side slip stitch, go once in there, 2 singles into our side double, skip the next side slip stitch, and we're going to keep doing that all the way around. And then once we get here, these are regular loops. We're just going to be going in with a regular single crochet once into each one, and then we make our way all the way back around. We are going to slip stitch into where we inserted our first loop, and then we're going to chain up 1 and cut. We now have our seam for the collar all finished up, and the next thing we're going to do is try this on and then put in some stitch markers where we want our hood to start, minus about 1 inch, because we are going to have a little border that we're going to go in with later. But I have a total of, from the bottom all the way up on both sides, from one corner to the stitch marker, I have 4 inches or 10 centimeters, and then the same thing on this side. And next we're going to go in with double crochets so that we can start doing our hood, but there's going to be some increases in there as well. So getting started on the hood, I'm going to take my stitch marker out and we're going to be working in through the back loops. So we're going to insert our hook in through that first back loop, pull through. We're going to start with a chain up of 3. That counts as a double crochet. And then from here, we're going to be putting 1 double crochet into the next 5 loops, including this chain up of 3. So here's 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. And into the 6th loop, we are going to be doing an increase. So let's do an increase together. We're going to prepare for a double, go into that next loop with 1 double crochet, and then 2 double crochet, and that is our increase. And we're going to do the same thing all the way around. We're going to be putting 5 double crochet into the next 5 loops and then increase into the 6th. And we're going to continue on with that pattern all the way down until we reach this next stitch marker. We just made our way all the way down with our first row of double crochet where we increased into the 6th, and we are going to continue this pattern all the way up until we basically don't need to increase anymore. So we're just going to do the first half of this together with you guys. Just as a refresher, we're going to do a chain up of 3. That counts as a double. We're going to prepare for a double crochet and then go into this next back loop with a double crochet. And counting up this chain 3, we have 1, 2, count out 3, 4, 5, and then into the 6, we are going to be doing an increase. So here is 1 and 2 into that same loop that we have into the 6th loop, and we're going to continue to do that all the way down. And I will meet you guys back when I have the length and height that I need for this hood, so I can let you guys know the measurements and show you guys the height that I have that I stopped at. So I'll meet you guys back once we have all that done. This is where we're at when I have finished up the height that I need to go up to so that we don't have to increase anymore. And just to let you guys know, from where we did our first row of double crochet where we increased into every 6th all the way up until where I stopped, I have a total of 4 inches or 10 centimeters in height. Then I also went ahead and measured around. This is going to be different for everyone depending on how big you want your hood to be, but I have 21 inches or 53 centimeters. And from here, I'm just going to go straight up with doing back loop double crochets, going down, make it to the end, chain up 3 more back loop double crochets. And we're going to keep going back and forth like that until we get the height of the hood that we want. And I don't know what mine's going to be just yet, so I'll meet you guys in the next clip to let you guys know the length that I have. We now have the hood all finished up, and just to let you guys know, the length that I have is 14 inches or 36 centimeters, and this is just for me. You guys can obviously have a bigger or smaller hood if you guys want. And then the length that goes all the way around is still 21 inches or 53 centimeters. That's the same length that we have around right when we stop doing our increases. But once we have this, we're going to go in with a row of single crochet so that we can close off our hood. But this is going to be a little funky since our top that we have is already faced right side out. What we're going to do is take the 2 corners that we have, we're going to pinch them together, and then with our other hand we're going to reach underneath right where the inner corner is, and then we're going to pull this outwards, and then the corners we're going to flip them out like this, and then this is how we're going to be doing in our seam, and this is just so that our seam stays on the inside. So if you guys want to take a look really quick, continue pinching in this corner. Once when we flip this back inside out, the seam will remain on the inside. So once we have all that, we are now going to get started with connecting it, and this is going to be the same way that we have connected everything else, nothing fancy at all. So what we're going to do is insert our hook into this corner, insert our hook into the back panel. We're going to yarn over, pull through everything, and I'm just going to do the first 2 with you guys because you guys already know how to do it. What we're going to do is insert our hook in through the first available loop in the front panel. There we go. And then into the next available loop that we have in the back panel and single crochet. And that's it. We're going to do just 1 more together. Insert into that next available loop in the front panel and then into the next available loop in the back panel and single crochet. And we're going to keep doing this all the way down until we get down here, until we can't go anymore. And then we're going to chain up 1 and cut. And then we just have a little border left to do on the hood, and then we'll be all done. Alrighty, so we have just finished up connecting the inside of our, or I guess the top side of our hood. This is the seam along the inside like I showed you guys. It is nice and clean up on top. And now what we're going to do is go in with a row of single crochet from this first loop that we have on this side against our hood all the way up and around, and then we're going to connect with a slip stitch once we get to this next loop that we get into our hood. So what we're going to do is figure out where the next available loop is into the body portion, and this should be fairly easy to see. This is where our hood starts. We're going to see the next hood, we're going to see the next loop that has absolutely nothing in it. Insert our hook, insert our yarn onto our hook, pull through, chain up 1 to secure, and all of these are regular side double crochets, so we're just going to be going in with 2 single crochets in each. So really quickly into the first one, we have our first side double. We're going to be going in with 1 single and 2. And into the next, here's 1, here's 2, and keep doing this all the way around, and I'll meet you guys back so that we can slip stitch it into this next loop into the body portion together. We have now made it all the way down with our row of single crochet all the way around our hood, and like I said, I met y'all back so that we can connect it with the slip stitch into this next loop that we have into this side of our body. So into this next available loop, all we're going to do is insert into that loop. We're going to yarn over and pull through everything, and now our single crochet row is nice and connected. And next we're going to be slip stitching up the next 2 loops so that we can work our way up to the next row. So into the next available loop, slip stitch 1, slip stitch 2. Once we have that, we're going to flip our work, and then into this first loop that we have that's in our hood right here, we're going to be doing 2 half double crochets just into this one loop, so basically an increase, so that once when we put on our hood, it won't be pulled a little bit, we'll just have a little bit of give right here. So we're going to prepare for a half double, insert our hook into this loop, we're going to yarn over, pull through, we should have 3 loops on the hook. From here, we're going to yarn over, pull through 3. Let's do this one more time. Yarn over, insert, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 3. And that's our 2 half doubles into this first loop that we have. And from here, we're just going to go all the way down, putting 1 half double into every loop that we have, including the last loop. That one's going to have an increase, but I'll meet you guys back so that we can do that, and then also show you guys how we're going to attach it into the body portion. We've made it all the way down to our last loop that we have on this side of the hood, and we're going to be doing another increase into this last loop. So what we're going to do is prepare for a half double, and we're going to put 2 half doubles into this last loop. So there's 1, there's 2, and then from here we're going to count up 1, 2 loops into the body portion, slip stitch into the second. And this is our first row of the border that we have. Next we're going to be going up, slip stitching up the next 2 loops again. Once we have that, flip our work. And then once we have this, we're going to be switching between regular half double crochets and front post half double crochets. So into this first one, we're still going to be doing an increase because this is on a decline. So there's 1, there's 2 into that first available loop. Then into this next one, we're going to be going in with a half double crochet into the next. So right now we have 3 half double crochets next to each other, and then once we have this, we're going to prepare for a half double crochet, and then this is going to be a little funky, but we're going to be doing a back post half double crochet. So all that is preparing for a half double. We're going to bring our hook behind our work, and then into this next half double crochet post, we're not going to be going in through the loops, we're going to be inserting our hook in between these 2 half double crochets. And then on the other side of that half double crochet, we're going to pull through, and then from here we should have 3 loops on the hook and half double crochet like normal. So yarn over, pull through all 3, and that is the first rib that we're going to have for our hood. And then from here we're going to put 1 double crochet in, we're going to be putting 1 half double crochet into the next 3 loops that we have. And then we're going to be doing another back post half double crochet. So let's do this again. Prepare for a half double. We're going to insert our hook behind our work in through this next half double, through the other side of the half double, pull through. We have 3 loops on the hook. We're going to yarn over, pull through all 3. And we're going to continue doing this pattern all the way down, and then we're going to connect into the second loop that we have into the body portion. We have just finished up doing our row of half double crochets where we did our back post half double crochets into every 4th. As you guys can see, there's some little ribbing going on, and we just have 1 more row to do, more back loop half doubles. So we're going to slip stitch up the next 2 loops, flip our work, and we are still increasing into this first loop that we have. So prepare for a half double, put 2 half doubles into there. And then once we have that, we're going to be doing same, but we're going to be going in with front post half doubles instead of back, since we're working this way on our work. We want all of our posts to be facing the same direction. And instead of going into the 4th, we're going to be going into every other half double that we have. So from here, we're going to prepare for a half double. And now, since we're going in through the front, we're going to insert our hook behind this next half double that we have in the previous row. This way, insert, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 3. And that is our first front post half double that we have in this row. And the next one we're going to be skipping, so we're going to prepare for a half double and just do a regular half double into this available loop. And once we have that, we're going to be doing another half double that goes into the back post half double that we did in the previous row. So prepare for a half double, insert, pull through 3. And let's do one more of these guys together. So prepare for a half double, and we're just going to do a regular one. Remember, this one is every other one. We're going to prepare for another half double, go into this next half double with a front post half double, just like that. And we're going to do this all the way down, and then once we make it to the end, don't forget to do an increase into this last loop that we have. We're going to count up 2 loops, slip stitch into that second loop, chain up 1, and cut. This is what we have when we are all done with doing our hood. One of the last things that we have to do is go in with a drawstring around the entirety of the outside of our hood, and that is just a regular chain. And I have a total of 47 inches or 120 centimeters because I don't want this too long. And once we have that chain, I'm just going to show you guys how to incorporate it. It's going to be super easy. We're just going to take our hook and insert it in through this first half double crochet in through the back. From here, we're going to pull it through all the way through and then yank it all the way up. And the last row that we did was front post half double crochet, so we're just going to be weaving it in and out of each front post half double crochet that we have, and then I'll meet you guys back when it is all the way down here on the other side. Okie dokie, so we just made it all the way around with our drawstring, and I went ahead and made a very cute tassel, so we are going to do one of these together. So let's take this piece, put it elsewhere for now, and then from here we're going to need to grab something that we want as the length of our tassel. And I typically use a credit card, gift card, whatever, that size-ish, but we're actually going to go with something a little bit smaller because I don't want it too long. But if you guys don't have anything this small, that's fine. You can use something that is longer and then just end up cutting the tassel to the length that you guys want. But I just want to start off small just so that you guys know this ruler that I'm using is a total of 1.5 inches or about 4 centimeters. But when we have our item, we're going to grab our yarn. Gotta grab it first. Let's find the end. And then this is going to be the same way that we do all the other tassels. All that is leaving a little tail on the end, and then we're just going to wrap our yarn around whatever item that we have. In my case, it's a ruler, obviously. As many times as we want. Remember, the more times you wrap it around, the poofier the tassel will be. And I don't want mine too crazy, so this is just about as this is just about as puffy as I want mine to be. So we are going to very, 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 very carefully slide this off, trying to maintain this loop that we have right up here, because we will grab our hook and then insert it in through this loop that we have right on top of our circle that we just made, that we just wrapped around our ruler. Once we have this, we're going to very securely pinch everything that we have right here to make sure that everything doesn't unravel. I'm gonna have to reach over you guys. Grab my scissors. We're going to cut a tail end, and then also, good lord, cut a little bit of yarn. Why is this so hard? My life is in shambles right now. There we go. We're going to pretend that didn't happen. And then we're going to take this, wrap it around this portion that we're pinching on our hook, and then try our very hardest to tie a knot while making sure that our loop doesn't come off. I have no technique for this, so I'm sorry. And if you guys know any better way to do tassels, please let me know, and I will very gladly try that out, because as much as I love doing tassels, this is definitely a pain in the butt. That's why I don't do it as much. Once when we have our first knot on our loops, where's the tail end? This way, we're just going to make sure that we tie it nice and tight. Once we have this much done, we are going to introduce our piece again. Once we have this, we're going to grab the tail end of our drawstring that we have. We're going to insert that onto our hook, and then we're going to use our hook to pull that all the way through the top. And then we're going to tie a very secure knot on top of this tassel that we just made for ourselves. And then once we have that, we are going to take the two tail ends that we have that we just tied around our tassel. We have to find it first. These two, we're going to place this tail end that we have on our drawstring down so that it's flush against our tassel. We're going to take our tail ends, wrap it around, and then we're going to make another knot, making sure that it's going around the tail end of our chain that we have. And this is how we're going to secure this tail end in. So go ahead and just make another very secure knot. And this is what our tassel should be looking like so far. It definitely looks a little nuts, but we're going to now take our scissors and then into this loop that we have on the bottom side of our tassel, insert our scissors and cut everything. And then from here, we're just going to trim this down and make sure that everything is even. And once you guys have one of these tassels done, go ahead and do it to the other side. And once when we have both of them done, we are all finished up with our work. The last thing that we have to do is just weave in our ends, and we are good to go. Now that we're done weaving in our ends, this is our finished top. Let me tell you guys, this top was a struggle. We had to restart this a few times, but I think we got it right, if I do say so myself. It's super comfortable, and I love this new cable stitch. And if you guys love it too, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up. It is right beneath the video. It'll let YouTube and I know you're enjoying the videos, and it goes a really long way with helping the channel grow and gain traction. But if you didn't like it, give this video a thumbs down, but leave a comment letting me know why you didn't like it, or if you have any questions, requests, or if y'all just want to say what's up. I usually reply pretty quick. If you love it, do me a huge favor and hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. It's right beneath the video. It'll let you know when there's a new video uploaded to the channel, gets you a bit more priority when it comes to requests, and it goes a really long way with helping the channel grow so we can keep making all these great videos for you guys. And if you're already subscribed, huge thanks to you guys, but please hit that notification bell to know when there's a new upload for you right away. And please share with your crafty friends, cause every bit helps. Links to the yarn and the hooks will be in the description, and if you buy something using those links, that also goes towards helping out the channel. And lastly, Instagram, Twitter, and Pinterest links are down there as well. And as always, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I will see y'all in the next one.